You are listening to the Kentucky X-Files with hosts Dennis Mays, Tyler Stewart, and Josh Gibbs. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, so you never miss an episode. Now, on to our show.
Something that would be in the context of the supernatural.
He described it as being a gray, silver-looking, upright bipedal creature, dragging a deer out of that cave going up the hill.
Where he goes, hey, I got a question for you. He goes, do you believe in demons?
And it takes one big step and vanishes. I'm like, oh my God, that was a Bigfoot.
Monster. And look at these pictures of this white creature.
Something 7'3" to 8 foot tall.
Right.
That, let's say it like.
And I'm telling you right now, if this was a bear, then this bear was standing on his hind legs, and he was running like a man. No, this wasn't no bear.
Now, when it stood up, that's when I knew it was a dog man.
Welcome back, guys, to the Kentucky X-Files. Today we don't get any emails. I think we did that last episode.
Yep.
I guess this is going to be a request episode for my little boy. He wants us to talk about the Loch Ness monster or just sea monsters in general.
Oh yeah.
So you guys seem like you were excited about it when I told you he's only listened to one episode.
Yeah. What do you think?
He loved it, because he was really into the whole Sasquatch thing, but I feel like his brain's been a little warped through video games.
How old is he now?
He will be 9.
He'll be 9.
God, and the 18th of this month.
I feel so old.
No kidding.
That's so crazy, man. He was so little. It was like yesterday.
I know.
That's so crazy. It makes me a little sad, but he's an awesome dude. He really is. He's fun, man. Wait till you get to sit and talk to him, especially about all this stuff. It's amazing.
Smart. So I know everybody says that about their kid, but at my I feel wholeheartedly. I'm so I feel proud that I can hear him talk about school and be actually excited. I was never like that in school in general.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that it seems like he's in the right path, and I feel like a bright future's for him.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I guess so.
So yeah, you know what? Speaking of which, he likes the Loch Ness monster, sea monsters, all things in our vastly unexplored ocean. Just 5% of our whole ocean has been explored.
Yeah, didn't they say?
That's scary.
We've mapped out more of outer space than we have our own oceans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This subject for me is a treat because there's a couple things that are really fascinating to me. And then one of my all-time favorite authors, hands down,
I think I know.
The infamous H.P. Lovecraft, had an entire mythos cycle dedicated to an underwater city where an alien crash landed billions of years ago and supposedly is still there sleeping. The ultimate sea monster, if you will. And I know there's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to call out who I'm talking about or whatever, but we won't invoke his name lest we wake him.
Not only that, it's really difficult to pronounce.
Cthulhu. Yeah. So.
Yeah. What was the name of the city? The Sunken City.
Sunken City of Relaya.
Yeah. Sunken City of Relaya.
Yeah, I've read those so many times.
But to kind of throw that on there, I know that wasn't it? I don't know if you were the one that told me, or this was actually something that was
Talking about the blip.
Yeah, the blimp.
The blip.
He actually posted. He wrote in his book, or he stated somewhere coordinates It was in the middle of the ocean, and they actually said that they got the blimp. And didn't they say they got recordings, and it sounded like something...
It literally sounded like a breath, but it was so loud that microphones all over the world caught it. And when they triangulated it, it was within within miles of the point where the sunken city of Relaya, where dead Cthulhu sleeps waiting, would be found. And in it, we're talking all underwater.
Yeah.
So there's a whole lot of stuff here to go over. The blip, I think, is an honorable mention because to this day they still don't have any idea what the hell that was, but they do know it sounded like a breath.
Yeah.
And I mean, look at that. What is it? Cuttlefish, octopus, or whatever. I mean, they still. I mean, even to this day, even the world's most renowned scientists that study this animal still have a hard time figuring out just where exactly the thing came from. You know what I mean? It's one of those oddities in nature where it's there, but where was its common ancestor? Where did it come from exactly? You know what I mean?
Is it still a... Well, I would assume so. Like, this might be a stupid question, but it is a carbon-based life form, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We do have non-carbon-based life forms on Earth, though. But
isn't there
they're
one
weird. They're yeast.
Yeast, yeah.
Yeast is a non-carbon-based life form. So at least we have one, bit of hard proof saying that life outside of carbon-based does exist.
There's beautiful little bastards too.
Oh yeah,
I love
Josh
yeast.
is a big fan of the yeast.
Yeah, you guys probably have heard that we've drank his mead.
Oh God.
That's
Yeah.
mead type of alcohol.
I'm a
Yeah.
big fan of bread as well.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It goes right to my midsection, but I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got big hips.
I got childbearing hips.
Yeah.
So let's have a chit chat about Nessie.
The Loch Ness monster. Yeah. She's probably the I mean, it is a she, right? I mean, you don't get named Nessie if you're a male.
I don't know. It's
Well, I thought it was just because of like
Are we
it was
allowed Are we allowed to assume?
I really
it's
don't think we should.
Scotland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I mean,
it's in Scotland.
Yeah. So Nessie, I mean, maybe that's a Scottish nickname for a guy too. You never know.
Old Nessie.
Yeah.
I hear that about like horses too. Like,
Yeah,
whoa, Nessie.
Like in Australia, I mean, Katie.
Yeah.
That's a dude's name. So yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking this, but Nessie is the chiefest and most famous. I'd say,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
Because of the famous picture that
yeah,
like it's gone around. Like,
Yeah. Oh, there's quite a few famous pictures. There's the one that's the shadowy picture that shows the hump coming up
Yeah.
the back and then the neck sticking up, and then there's the flipper picture.
yeah. I've seen the
I don't
flipper.
think I've seen the flipper
It's
picture.
it's
That's a
from
pretty wild one.
Yeah, it's flipper picture might even be a video that they captured the picture out of.
Yeah.
Because it was, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't that like underwater fish cameras they were using?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They lined boats up. They lined them up across that damn lake,
Yeah.
and they went in a straight line, scanning that lake,
Yeah.
and they didn't come up with nothing. But they got that one picture of a flipper.
Yeah.
And then they tried to say, like, well, it could have been a school of fish. I mean, come on, that a school of fish in the shape of a perfect flipper. That's
Another thing.
kind of weird to me.
With enough attitude to be like, hey, let's mess with these guys on the boats.
I feel like we definitely need to look into the like how deep was that lake though? Like this creature, don't they? How
look that
big
up.
did they depict it?
I mean, the one thing that gets me is that the lake itself is not in the top 10 of most prolific. It's not exactly an abundant fishery.
So are you guys? Well, it's because of the temperatures, isn't it?
Yeah.
So are you guys ready to to know how deep Loch Ness is?
Yeah.
Just anybody got a guess?
I couldn't even begin.
6 feet. I'm
6
just going-
feet.
I'm just going to throw out a small number.
That's a valid number, probably at
600 feet.
the
I'll take the other
at
end
the
of the
sheer, at the 745 feet deep.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
we're about to
I,
get a thunderstorm on our podcast too.
So that is more than deep enough to house an animal of that size.
Yeah, and Could you look up, since you're doing that,
Absolutely.
a plesiosaur? Because I've heard this term that a prehistoric dinosaur,
Yeah.
that Loch Ness Monster could be that.
It's funny. Right after I looked up Loch Ness, all I had to do was type in PLE into Google.
And it was already there.
It was the first search.
Now, I don't know if this is true, but I heard that mosasaurs and plesiosaurs were actually not dinosaurs. That they were technically an animal group before dinosaurs.
They're from
the
late Triassic,
Triassic
to the
period.
Cretaceous. Yes.
Because they wouldn't be around with, like, I think they would have been with, like, the
Well, I know.
the Spino, I think, what would be, I think, or no.
I know the mosasaur.
Yeah.
The mosasaur is a group of animals. I mean, there's the mosasaur that we see, and we see it on films and pictures,
Yeah.
but mosasaur is actually a group of animals that predate dinosaurs.
Okay, yeah.
I know that far.
I knew it was in the Triassic period.
Yeah.
So it was before.
Yeah, I don't know about the plesiosaur, but
So what would you want to know? You asked me to look
I
up.
just want to look at the size, like.
Oh, okay. So they're about 50 feet long.
50 feet long.
Yeah. And about 100,000 pounds.
So I could see that. I could see that being able to be in that lake.
Let's figure out how big Loch Ness is.
But that's another thing too, is how did it get there in the first place?
So Loch Ness is it's 13,937 acres.
Wow.
And for those of you not in the country, an acre is quite a bit. That's 43,000 square feet.
wow,
Yeah.
that's nuts.
Yeah.
So we've got we've got the space.
Yeah.
We've got the space and we've got the depth.
There, like, have you guys ever heard of any like recent sightings in that? Well, for the Loch Ness, I know we've had some weird sea monsters sightings, but I don't know if we've had any like Nessie sightings.
I don't know. I mean,
I haven't, like, when I looked it up a while back ago, I don't think we've had, like, there hasn't been a sighting. So if it actually is like a plesiosaur or
Yeah.
whatever, it was by itself. I don't know how it survived or where it was living. It probably died off. I bet you any amount, like, if it was that.
is there any way, like, does any ocean connect to Loch Ness at all?
I believe it did at one point.
Yeah,
Let me take a look here at the topography.
that's amazing. I mean, you think though, look at online. Okay, years ago there was an underwater video that was released from Japan of a camera that basically watches an oil line
Yeah.
down there, and you see all these fish just crazy. I mean, it's really far down there. There's crazy fish that you don't get to see very often,
That's
right?
like about like almost past 1,000 feet.
Yeah, it
deep.
was just crazy.
So like
right.
the depths of this, like, are actually, like, I don't think a human could ever really.
Yeah,
You would
we
have to
couldn't-
have a.
Yeah, we couldn't stand the pressure. But they got this camera down there, and you see all these fish going by, and you're looking at the bottom, and you're seeing this, and then this just massive black shadow just swims away.
So something I wasn't aware of is Loch Ness actually splits Scotland.
Wow.
So it's almost like at least 2/3 of the height of Scotland, top to bottom.
Yeah.
And then there's basically, it looks like a river that goes into the Atlantic up and down. So Scotland's split in half by Loch Ness and waterways.
Huh.
So yeah, so it could have came
there's
from the
ocean
ocean.
access.
So ocean access.
I don't know how
So
well
it
they do
could've-
with the rivers, but on the north side of things, it comes out of Loch Ness and goes into the Moray Firth, which then puts you into the Atlantic. Yeah, the North Atlantic.
I wonder if we know enough about the plesiosaur's biology to know if it gave birth to live young or if it was an egg layer. Because if you think about it, then Loch Ness makes more sense. You take where you're going to have a baby, you go where there's not an abundance of large predators that are going to eat it.
So it's really funny that you asked that question, because as I was looking him up for recent sightings, I've got a page here, and I don't know. This looks like it might be from England or something. So I don't know if this is their Sun or one of the tabloid newses. But there is a article that's the caption is, after possible Loch Ness monster sighting, students find strange egg near lakeshore path.
How big was the egg?
Was it broken open?
I didn't get to read that far.
Oh, my
You gotta
bad.
think
We're asking these
Well, I know,
questions
it's I'm so excited.
he's like, let me read.
Right, like I had to go back and find out if you could get to the ocean from Loch Ness, so I had to backpedal. Boys, I think we're fixing to get ourselves a little storm.
That sounds like fireworks going off to me.
Oh, dude. Like, off a side note, I feel like you can keep this in there if you want to, but, dude, I thought Red Dawn was about to happen at my house one day. Like, I think 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Freaking, I heard a helicopter outside. I heard a helicopter outside, and I was like, man, that sounds really close.
Yeah.
So I'm like looking outside, like looking up, like everybody, like when you hear a helicopter or a plane go by, you're like, oh, look.
Yeah.
So I'm looking outside, and I was like, dude, that sounds a lot closer than it normally should. And I go outside, and I'm like, I hear. I was like, dude, yeah, this is like landing. Is there Red Dawn about to happen?
Wolverines!
Like, yeah. So I couldn't see it. So I ran back. I heard it take off, like move away.
Yeah.
I ran back up. It's hovering over these, like the back houses. But I realized it was looking at the power cables.
Oh.
Because I just
Gotcha.
recently found out that some idiots. Sorry, I'm afraid of heights, but to fix those, they don't have like your normal people that like, because those goes over miles of just land that doesn't have access to roads.
Right.
So the way that they fix them is a guy straps himself to the outside of the helicopter,
Right.
and the helicopter pilot hovers them close, and he fixes it while he's hanging off the helicopter.
Wow.
So I'm like, no.
Okay, so I couldn't find anything that talked about how big the egg was. I also don't know if that website was
Legit.
Yeah.
legit enough to even quote on here, but we're going to do it anyways for the spirit of it.
Yeah, why not?
But one of the theories they had is the reason why that the egg was found up on the shore is they believe maybe they behave like sea turtles
Oh,
They
they
go
did.
up on land and
and lay
nest.
their eggs. Yeah,
You'd think though, if they did, that somebody would have seen it.
And
Right.
the pattern, I know the sea, like, but how does it have like a beach? Does the Loch Ness have a beach type of?
I would say that there's probably some sort of a beachy area with as big as it is and as much water as there is. There's
Yeah. You would
beaches
think
right
that,
over
like-
here on the Ohio River.
Right.
So I would say wouldn't you see some type of?
Maybe it nests in the bushes and.
No, I mean
Oh yeah,
paddle
marks.
Yeah, the paddle marks.
Right.
I know if the tide comes in and stuff, but I think eventually, if it's a heavily active area, people go out there. I think you would somebody would see what the heck made that?
Yeah.
Right. So something I didn't realize about Nessie is I thought that the Loch Ness Monster story all started with this picture that everybody's very aware of, I'm sure.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
listening to the show, you probably know the picture I'm talking about, the shadowy picture.
Yeah.
Apparently, it goes all the way back 1,500 years ago in 565 AD.
Wow.
Well over what, I guess that's not 1,500 years, but that's a lot longer than, yeah.
Yeah.
An Irish missionary is said to have encountered the beast in the River Ness in 565 AD.
Okay, so we have a witness that places the creature in the river.
Yeah.
I wonder if we can get them on the show.
I mean, we have to get a medium on here, but
Later in the 30s, in the 1930s, there was a sighting. And in 33, there was another sighting. Apparently, there's been quite a few.
But none really recent, other than the egg that you said.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not sure how that one falls.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what the, I don't know if I want to even say the name of the newspaper website it is, but
Yeah.
they have a little icon and everything on here, but you never know how that works.
Yeah.
But that was on April 1st, 2021, when that happened. That sighting.
Oh, the egg.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's pretty recent.
so that was the only recent one, but no sighting of the actual creature.
No, there was a sighting of the creature, and then they discovered the egg.
The egg.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
and
if,
that was
there-
that
if
recent.
it is an egg layer, that's not my only problem with it being an egg layer, is
Yeah.
that it would be obvious to see this massive creature laying on the shore, nesting.
Yeah,
You know what I
laying
mean?
eggs.
I could see it laying them, nesting, and then going back. Like you said, like a sea turtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, sea turtles take quite a good while to build their nest site, dig it out,
And
and
plus-
then lay the eggs, and then cover it back up, and then off to the
And
ocean
you gotta
they go.
think too is, if it's like that, somebody would have saw these little critters like.
Little baby plesios.
Right.
I don't know. I kept thinking, okay, well, if it's an egg layer, then my theory's out.
Right.
But if it was a live bearing, then I thought, okay,
It would
it goes
go-
to the Loch Ness because there's no predators there, gives birth.
What if it isn't live birth? What if it is an egg layer, but it does it like a frog?
Lays them in the water.
Yeah.
Like a tadpole, like
I mean, that's
Like maybe they're born breathing in water and then they become,
I mean, it isn't.
mildly amphibious. I mean, anything that would have been an underwater predator like a plesiosaur would have been
Yeah, I
somewhat
mean,
amphibious, right?
Technically speaking, yeah. I mean, I don't think we know enough about its biology yet to even
even if it did,
to disprove that.
and
Right.
like we don't know, like because usually we're always we're thinking that it actually can breathe oxygen. Like it's like Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, as far as I knew, I thought it did, but I can't sit here and say that I know that for sure. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
it's not like it could be like anything like like I don't know if anybody saw like it had gills or any type of thing,
I'm actually trying to look something up on that right now to see if there's anything on it.
or it had that. What was the? I think you said some fish have this or some prehistoric fish, the primitive lung.
Yeah, the old primitive lung that could hold oxygen for an infinite amount of time. The modern sturgeon actually has a primitive lung.
So these things reigned supreme over the entire world. They weren't like dedicated to one,
Gotcha, okay.
So it
one
could
quadrant. They were in like the northern oceans, the southern oceans, each hemisphere. They were all over.
Well, what about
Well, what
what about
about
Lake
the-
Champlain? Okay,
What I was like saying, but switching back from is Loch Ness, is that a saltwater lake, or since it actually goes in like because
I'm gonna have to open up two windows so I can keep going back
Well,
and forth between.
if it is a saltwater lake, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter if it was fresh either. If it is breathing air,
yeah,
It
it wouldn't
shouldn't
matter. It
matter.
shouldn't matter.
It had nostrils, but they were on the back of its head,
So it's like
so
a
it's an air
Yeah.
breather.
but near the eyes. So it would peek up for breath, but be able to see what was going on.
so it's kind of like a brachiosaurus. I think they had the same type of slits.
I don't know. Maybe I thought Brachiosaur had it in front, but what I was saying was Lake Champlain. Okay.
Yeah.
Very, very, very similar creature,
Uh-huh.
if not the same species. Now I wonder if Lake Champlain has any ocean access.
Yeah.
Shall we look?
Yeah.
We shall.
If it has ocean access, then maybe we're looking at breeding grounds,
True.
or at least nesting areas. You know.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, like the only thing I was like worried about is the like going from fresh water to that. But since he said that, and then like you're saying, like I feel like that would be the most plausible because
So you ready for this?
yeah.
So Lake Champlain has a river that comes off of it in northern Vermont that shoots it right into the Great Lakes.
Okay.
So yes, it absolutely does have ocean access.
Okay, so we got two different lakes with similar creatures. that both have ocean access.
And yeah, it's going to, and they're all like like the ocean access, but they're being sighted closer to the land. So yeah, I feel like your theory on breeding,
It's got to be something. There's got. I mean,
but like I guess it's like more along the lines like I feel like most animals don't they kind of tend to stay in one breeding ground, or do they actually move?
well, most. I mean, most like sea turtles, aquatic animals go back to the same breeding grounds. where
so
they were born.
maybe like this creature,
Don't they?
Right. Yeah,
Like-
turtles and salmon return.
Yeah.
like, cause like I would like that's all I'm saying is the reason why these things might be living, like there's probably more nests on islands that we haven't seen that are not really habitable by humans.
That's what I'm saying. 5% of the ocean. That's
yeah, so
all we got.
could like so we could actually
There's 95% of places this thing could live its life out.
and have nests, but these ones kept going back to this one place because that's where they bred all their lives.
Think about how much of a super predator that would be, too. 50 feet long, but 100,000 pounds.
But
Yeah.
oh yeah, like
That's
but
nuts.
there is some mysterious like I know there's been pictures countless you really don't know but of like they fishermen finding sharks like big sharks like great whites and stuff like with chunks missing out of them like they don't know what's
Yeah.
like what caused it like it could be something else but sometimes they're like big chunks like you wouldn't think like and this is supposed to be one of the most alpha predators out there today.
And what what was it, a couple episodes ago, talking to Mike, you know, he even said it, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't he say himself that, you know, a few years back, the giant squid was a myth.
Yeah.
Yep.
The colossal squid was an even bigger myth. And then the what is the bigger one?
I can't remember.
And all they've ever found of the bigger one was just tentacles.
Yeah.
They never found it yet.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
think-
125 is it 125 feet long?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just the tentacles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's insane.
And these were all myths.
Yeah.
You know, and now we're starting to see things. And I actually heard this the other night, which I didn't realize this was going to be valid for this episode, that because of the Earth changing its climate and you know, we got ice melting and things changing, those things are going to cause temperature shifts in our oceans. That's going to affect whatever ecosystems are down there. So we're going to start seeing more and more things coming up that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
That's why the giant black shadow thing on the Japanese underwater camera, their oil rig camera, it's literally the size of what the megalodon would have been.
Right.
And this isn't like, I mean, I hate to say it, but this isn't some fuzzy picture of a plesiosaur or a Bigfoot. This is literally a creature where they're actually like, yeah, we don't know what that is. We want to find out, but we don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this thing is enormous.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that's in the ocean that I don't think people realize how big some of this stuff is.
Yeah.
Like, we see pictures of it. We see it in cartoons. We see it in the movies and TV shows. But, like, take the anglerfish, for instance.
Yeah.
That one with the giant pointy teeth with the little light that hangs on the front of its head.
Yeah.
Those things are the size of a Volkswagen. Some of them are huge.
That's terrible.
I didn't know they were that big.
Some of them get enormous.
I've seen groupers that were the size of a Volkswagen.
Well, didn't we have like
Yeah.
a story going around here in the Ohio River that there was a catfish that was the size of a Volkswagen?
No, yeah, there was absolutely. I remember the newspaper article used to hang in the parts store.
Yeah.
Out of I want to say it was either Mississippi or Missouri River, of an 800-pound catfish that beached itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's those types of things. If something is just sitting down there eating, just finding food,
Sure, yeah.
and it just doesn't want to surface itself,
Right.
that's the thing. Like we literally have a wall in front of us, even though that it's somewhat clear that you can see. I don't know if you guys are around Ohio. The Ohio River's not clear, but still, you can't really see too deep down, like in clear water. So, like, there's things lurking down there that we do not comprehend. We cannot,
Absolutely. Yeah.
like,
Yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
That
I thought
is-
that was a prehistoric one when I saw
That's
that
crazy.
picture.
That is just absolutely crazy.
Yes,
I mean,
they're not all that big, but
Yeah.
some of them are enormous.
that right there is the stuff of nightmare.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
if you
didn't
think
they
about
say-
it,
didn't they say that the light on their head is supposed to like kind of like
it attracts
yeah
prey.
it attracts the prey and then
So if you're swimming in the ocean and this light turns on in front of you,
oh thanks I couldn't read this.
Right.
it became a SpongeBob episode.
Right. And then there's
you like click it.
the giant sunfish.
Click it and turn it off.
You know, the giant sunfish is another one that is just
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah.
yeah, they're enormous. You see like videos from the ocean, you go, well, that's not that big, and then you see it in perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, of a person.
You know, and these are things that we know of that hang around on the surface.
Yeah.
You know,
What was it? I always forget the name of this fish. It was extinct up until
coelacanth.
that's it. It was extinct up until what, like 15, 16 years ago, or maybe more.
No. It was like the 19 teens. Somewhere.
Was it? Was
yeah.
it? Yeah. They literally. It was extinct for all purposes. It was gone. It was off the face of the earth, and then they caught one.
Yeah, fishermen in Ireland.
Off of the coast of Africa.
Was it
Yeah, it
Africa?
was-
yeah.
Wasn't it like that picture where they were all holding it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Massive fish.
Yeah, they're big, but
Yeah.
yeah, they were extinct. It's a prehistoric fish that is absolutely not extinct.
Yeah.
What is it? What's the term? Is it extant?
I don't know.
I believe is what it is.
I wonder
if
if
it's
the-
something still in existence. The term is extant.
I wonder if the fish itself is like, dude, really? You know, you guys were telling everybody I was extinct. That's bullshit. I just live
Or-
farther down.
Right.
Or he could have just said like, "Why didn't you guys keep me extinct? Now people are going to
Yeah,
catch me now."
people are trying to catch me.
They're bothering me now.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I mean, there's so many things. You know, if you haven't look up the Goblin Shark. If you haven't seen a Goblin Shark yet,
Right.
You know, this thing is
Isn't it the one that kind of like has that
Yeah.
jaw that like reaches
Absolutely.
out?
yeah.
It's kind of like a xenomorph.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. But I mean, you guys listening at home, look up take a second right now, and look up the Goblin Shark,
Yeah, it's that one right there.
Yeah.
and
It's got the
tell
long
me
pointy nose.
that is not.
That one isn't as scary as the other one that can unfurl its lower jaw.
That's
Or the one that
horrible.
has like it looks like it has saw blades on its like side of its mouth.
Yeah. I think you know.
Like-
Also, too, I think deserves an honorable mention.
Yeah.
The narwhal.
right?
Yeah. Everybody
the
thinks
narwhal-
that that's a horn, but it's not. It's a tooth.
Tooth. Yeah.
It's a tooth.
It's like he's got the biggest cigar.
Yeah.
And he's that badass. And you ever watched them videos of them things fighting each other?
Yeah.
They are straight up not messing around.
They don't take no shit.
Dude, you know
They're
what's
part
bad?
of the Wu-Tang Clan.
You know it's bad when the killer
To Mike.
whales are like, killer whales are circling and there's like, oh, some narwhals. And they're like, I think I saw some seals down there. Well, let's just go find some seals. I mean, a narwhal is straight up gonna impale your ass, and
Right.
he don't care. I'll grow another tooth. You know,
I can't believe because those things get long.
I know.
It's I can't believe that. Like when I found out that it was a tooth, I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's his freaking tooth. Ugh. I
Yeah.
can only imagine.
I just don't understand the evolution on that.
I don't know.
Like that just seems like okay, we're gonna just choose this one tooth. Why can't like the walrus has tusks? Why couldn't you give me two?
Right.
Yeah,
Why just one?
that's crazy. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. But like I said, the 5% of the ocean, 95% is shit that we're gonna be terrified of.
Oh
I
yeah,
guarantee it.
that's one of my biggest fears is being in the ocean.
And you look at history. How many times in history have we heard of the Kraken
I was
Oh, yeah.
just about to start talking
attacking
about
ships
that. Right.
and pulling shit? You know, and then we got 120-foot tentacles. You know, they're finding
But I just don't-
and scars on the side of blue whales and shit.
Yeah.
It's a blue whale.
Right.
Who the fuck messes with a blue whale in the ocean? Pardon
Yeah.
my language. I'm just really, really upset.
But has anybody really? Well, we haven't heard any of those big stories of people's boats being attacked by something like that.
This is the Bermuda
Recently.
Triangle. Boats disappear all the time.
Why do they stay there?
Boats have motors now.
Well, that's true. Boats do have motors. Dude, that's a solid point. We can get away from the goddamn things.
Oh yeah,
Not
yeah,
only
because
that-
you're at the mercy of the wind on that like back then.
We can get away from them, and motors make noise.
Yeah, they're probably like, oh, they
The
don't mess
props,
with that.
you know that's got to mess with them.
Yeah.
Anything that you know that whirling of giant props and things under the
Yeah.
water has got to make a chaos.
I mean, I cannot get my mind off of that, though. Look at the size of a blue whale.
Mm-hmm.
Swimming around in the ocean, he's the biggest son of a bitch with fins out there. He's like, what? What are you going to do? What the hell kind of
Yeah.
creature do you got to be like, dude, I'm going to fucking eat that whale? And it, tentacles, go for this whale.
God,
How big and badass do you got to be where the whale is not off of the menu?
Right. Well, and that's the thing is that one we were talking about with 125-foot long tentacles.
Yeah.
That's bigger than a blue whale.
That's freaking massive. That could pull a ship down.
this is scaring the crap out of me.
Yeah, a small
I am
ship.
not going on a boat
Ever.
ever.
Even if it's on land.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's some shit. There's a large group of people that swear up and down that the megalodon is in the ocean still.
I think I've heard that.
That I don't know what it's called. I know, is it colossal squid is the biggest one, or I know there's like giant.
Semi-giants.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're right.
I know there's
what's weird about this is I didn't know this was coming up either, but literally 2 nights ago I sat there and watched a size comparison video on YouTube that showed a scuba diver versus all these different sea creatures that
Yeah.
were either extinct or extant, and showed all of them the comparisons, and
Yeah.
they were talking about the squids and all that.
You can't help but wonder, like,
I know that there's like 3 different kinds of squids that were absolutely enormous.
that. Yeah. I just can't think of the 3 names.
Yeah,
There's like giant squid.
I need to look it up.
It's like
Otherwise,
big squid. Big squid, Squidward, and giant
Big
squid.
squiddy. Squidward. Squidward. But
this is amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
like 5%. I think we said 5%.
Dude, I cannot wrap
yeah.
my head around that. 5%. That's it. That's all we got.
Because we can't go. What like with our equipment? How deep can we go to?
We got billionaires flying their own rockets to space, and 5% is the best we've done with the ocean.
Colossal squids get up to 46 feet in length,
Okay, so we're dealing with something even bigger than that, or
and
what?
giant squids are 43. That's still just enormous.
Yeah, that's like fucking. That's dumb.
That's tentacles and body too.
Yeah.
Okay. Still a fucking.
A giant squid at 43 feet weighed almost 2,000 pounds. I mean, that's enough to. 2,000 pounds is a lot. That's
What the
a
hell is he eating?
right.
He's
Blue whales.
eating. Is that one big enough to take on a blue whale?
I wouldn't think so.
I mean, you'd think a blue whale
Are
would be
we
like.
sure that they don't run in packs?
I mean, that's just.
Would you say that it would be a
I
pack?
don't know. A pod, maybe.
Pod?
A pod. I don't know.
A
What?
pod of giant squid? That'd just scary.
That's terrible.
Dude, that should be a band name. A pod
That's-
of giant squids.
And then okay, we've got
Yeah,
we've got submarine crews out there, nuclear subs.
Yeah.
So, are we not hearing about them battling these, mega squids?
You think they're gonna waste? Like the thing's gonna latch onto them. They don't have like little mini turrets.
I don't know, man. I mean, dude,
Like,
you
if they
think
saw it, like,
if it's
yeah.
coming at them, they're gonna be like, dude, maybe we should,
Fire a torpedo!
fire a couple of torpedoes over its head. Warning shots.
I would be curious if we could get anybody that may have been on a submarine. Like
That's what-
if-
yeah.
It saw something that was out of the ordinary.
heard something. I mean, besides like the UFO stuff we talked
Yeah.
about a couple episodes ago. But
Right.
yeah, that would be cool. To like, hey man, you guys
Tell us.
see anything?
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean,
there's stuff that's coming up on oil rig cameras.
Well, can they see, or is it? I mean, it's just radar.
Well,
right?
I think they have. I think
or
some
sonar. Sorry,
They have sonar, but
yeah.
I think they have some cameras, like kind of like those ones. But I don't think.
Well, and when you're thinking military subs too,
Yeah.
like what about
Oh, yeah.
the other ones, the research subs?
Yeah. But like, we gotta understand. what's the? I know what is it? The Mariana Trench. That's the deepest
Yeah.
Yeah.
it goes down, and I can't remember how far that's actually down. But
Which is where marinara was discovered
what's marinara?
I love that stuff.
for its dipping sauce for cheese sticks
And pizza.
Really?
and pizza. Yeah.
What?
It's on hoagies.
It was wow. Yeah. It's a good thing that we
Okay.
That's why cheese sticks are insanely expensive.
it's
Did I say it wrong, or is this?
you
Oh,
didn't.
oh, okay. I thought you were making fun of me, and I was like,
No, we're not railroading Tyler again on this episode. It was just Denny went off on a tangent, and I jumped on the train
I
with
guess
him.
he just loves marinara sauce.
I really do. It's really good.
It is delicious, but
It's
it's
good.
way too expensive because they
It
have to
is.
harvest it so deep in the
Are
ocean.
you kind of like? Are you like the guy where do you dip every single one, or like I'll do some and then I kind of like, okay, that's enough.
It depends. Am I sharing my appetizers?
Tyler is giving us the face. He's literally looking at us like he's very disappointed.
We just hijacked the Sea Monster episode to talk about cheese sticks.
I'm just saying it's a worthy mention.
Okay.
The Mariana Trench, sorry.
So
Marinara
if I'm the sole proprietor of the cup of marinara sauce, then I will absolutely dip every bite. But if I'm sharing appetizers, I won't.
I'm sorry. Is this staying in the show?
Yes,
if you wanted to.
it needs to. It's
I'm
great.
sorry, Tyler. That's my fault. You said Mariana Trench, and it made me think of marinara, and I like marinara a lot. I'm sorry.
We should start a restaurant and sell cheese sticks with a trench of marinara sauce.
Tyler's sitting here with like 180% disappointment now
just
in
glad-
us.
I hope that you guys are laughing too. Like that's all I can hope for is at least you guys are getting some amusement out of this. I am too. It's funny. Ha ha ha.
Sorry. But you were saying we measured the Mariana Trench. I almost said marinara.
Yeah.
God damn it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's Mariana Trench.
Yeah, you got it right.
But yeah, like how deep can we actually go? I think it's like no further than like 18,000 feet.
I know there's definitely a crush depth for anything.
Yeah, so cameras can't go too deep too, because those will be crushed.
That's an advantage for us.
In what way?
I know it sounds like a disadvantage because we're like, oh, we can't get down there to see what the hell's down there. But then there's always that question. It's like, you know, the Godzilla scenario, something coming out of the ocean and attacking.
Would it get the bends?
It would crumble under its own weight
Yeah.
if it's that far down.
Oh.
So take that.
yeah.
Gigantic
Boom.
mythological, hopefully mythological creatures that
Live
we
under
don't
there.
want. Yeah,
So I'm staying here and you stay down there.
yeah. So if Cthulhu ever does rise, joke's on him.
Right. At least he's going to be really upset with a bad case of the bends.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, what? Technically speaking, I mean, Cthulhu would have been what like an alien, right?
Yeah.
He flew through space without a ship. He might be all right.
Yeah.
He might actually. That one might make it.
Yeah.
But other ones, I think we're good. But I mean, you know, if H.P. Lovecraft was right in any way,
Right.
then we're doomed anyway. So
I'm curious which came first, the Champy story or the Loch Ness story?
Or the marinara sauce.
Oh, that's a good
I think
question.
marinara came way before both. I don't know how people would have lived.
How old are tomatoes? Isn't there like a weird thing about tomatoes, like that people didn't eat them for a long time because of the nightshade?
I don't know.
So, well,
I just
I don't know.
I don't know, but I love what this conversation is doing.
me too.
He's over here like, guys.
And I started it. I'm sorry.
It feels a bit like herding cats right now, doesn't it?
Next episode, me and Josh will probably have remote collars on us with buzzers. He'll be shocking us back to topic.
I tried to get us back on.
I know. But
You're the one who said it again.
Yeah, I'm curious too, though. Which did come first? You know, or wouldn't it be? he's
just
looking
gonna
it
go
up.
look it up. Yeah.
I'm just saying, what if the dream scenario is both sightings were really near the same time in two different parts of the world? That would be pretty. I mean, I feel like that would be a pretty strong argument.
Another thing too is, do you know that actual spot that they said that, like where H.P. Lovecraft said?
Hang on,
I want to know if it's in the Bermuda Triangle area.
Jeez, I don't know. I hope not.
If that's it, like, because didn't they say like in his in the whole thing, what was it, the Mountains of Madness?
Yeah.
There's like a race of beings.
Yeah, there was two different ones.
But they actually could do mind control, or like they mess with your mind.
The Shoggoths were they were like drones, but even being too close to one of those would be enough
Too
to
much.
drive us insane.
So Champy's stuff actually predates the early 18th century.
Really?
So it's fairly old as well. Yeah, there's all kinds of sightings and pictures included. That's actually a pretty wild picture. I'll have to screenshot that and send it to the page so we can pop that up on the screen or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could send that to me. The sunken city of Relaya is believed to be located at 47 degrees south, 126 degrees west. And, yeah, that's pretty much, it says here, the city is about 5,100 nautical miles. Just insane.
It's a nautical mile. It's a.
I'm embarrassed I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know it either.
I know it's for. Like ship.
I know it has something to do with marinara sauce. I don't know what, but I'll find it. How many cheese sticks?
This is giving me stage 5 soul cancer.
I don't know. The Nightmare Corpse City of Relaya.
So, marinara sauce predates Champy.
Are you serious?
Yeah, by 2 centuries.
Wow, I knew it. Because how could people exist without it?
Right, it's the 16th century.
The only thing, I feel like I'm not in on this, and I feel like you guys are going to hate me. I hate marinara sauce.
That's why he's giving us the stink
That's
eye.
it. Okay, I wondered there was some
I know,
ulterior.
usually he's laughing with us, but this time around he wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, I always deny when I get cheese sticks the marinara sauce.
Are
I
you-
always dip them in barbecue sauce.
Barbecue. I figured you were a garlic butter kind of guy.
Nah,
Barbecue. That's interesting. I've never had that.
it's delicious.
I have to try that sometime.
Yeah, that doesn't sound bad.
Right. Wow, we pro podcasters, guys.
And you
we're
said
good.
somebody's going to come in here and offer us $10 million. They wouldn't even offer us a dime.
Maybe to shut up.
Give you $1 to shut up.
I mean, that's a start.
Yeah.
You know, it's a start. We just got to save up. Every time we get offered $1 to shut up, we just put it in the bank, our piggy bank.
Or piggy
Right.
banks.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. So yeah, well, I mean, in all honesty, though, all
Yeah.
marinara jokes aside, I mean, there's a really high probability of this shit, and that's scary.
Yeah, and to me, I don't know if Nessie would be a dinosaur or Champy, either one be a dinosaur, or a plesiosaur. But how messed up would it be if it was just an ocean species that comes into freshwater to lay eggs like a frog, and then
That's
like
what
in the
I
deepest
keep
parts
thinking.
of the
Yeah,
water?
because like you said, 5%. Like we've only mapped that out.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's always that chance that we miss something.
Hey,
That's something that just doesn't come up to the surface that often.
All right. How out there is this idea? Because we have fish that literally drag themselves across land when the water's low. We have eels that can literally generate electric.
Yeah, that's another theory about Nessie, is that it's a giant eel.
Ooh,
How terrifying would that be?
that's
wonder how much-
terrifying.
How much, like,
There's something
I'm
about
sorry.
eels too. Ooh.
I know what, I'm going to ask this question to the people. How much electricity can an eel produce?
Ooh.
Yeah,
And then if it's based off its size,
does it
How-
produce more?
yeah, would it produce more?
Yeah, I watched one of those survival shows one night, and this
Yeah.
dude actually jumps in the water and tried to kill one of them things, and he eventually killed it. He got it eventually, but let me tell you what, that thing put the hurt stank on him for a long ass time. It should have taken you like one good club, and this dude. It was shocking the shit out of him.
Have you ever seen the video? There's I believe it's a crocodile. I'm thinking it's a crocodile or a caiman.
Tries to eat it.
Where no, it's the crocodile comes up and was like trying to come after a guy that's standing on the wall, like on the bank.
Yeah.
And an electric eel comes up and shocks them both and drops them both.
Oh my god, that'd be terrible. Because then it's a race against time. Who's gonna wake up first?
Right.
You know that alligator was laying there like, oh motherfucker.
He's like, they're both
Yeah.
paralyzed. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat that guy.
Oh, I can feel my pinky toe.
Yeah, he's like, he finally can like wiggle a little bit. He's like, I'm coming.
And the dude is like trying to like drag himself with his fingers. Like, come on, come on.
Right. I mean, that would be a horrible situation.
Oh my God,
Because
yeah.
you know you're conscious, but you're still like twitchy,
Yeah.
trying to figure out, But yeah, an electric eel had enough power to drop a crocodile and a human being in one shot.
So you're saying that it could probably, if like Nessie or any of these other Loch Ness monster based creatures,
Yeah.
if it was a giant eel, dude, that fucking could probably.
If it's an electric style, like
Yeah.
morays don't produce electric, but
I
that's
wonder-
even more terrifying.
I wonder what. I mean, okay. Let's do some little theory craft here. If
Is that a play on?
it was a gigantic electric generating eel, or I don't even know if that's the right term. Okay, and say like they go to these lakes and they reproduce, but they all gather up in the Bermuda Triangle. That's where they live.
Yeah.
And if a ship goes through there and they shock the ship, what happens to the ship? Can it withstand it, or is it so powerful that it just sinks?
In a way, it, like
And it's enough of a
it's
magnetic
like an
field.
even. They have like.
That
Ooh, I
explains
didn't
the
think
planes
about that.
too, because then
I didn't
the
think
magnetic
about that.
field would screw up the compasses and the
But
planes.
don't they say that there's like storms? But isn't there like storms and stuff through the Bermuda Triangle?
I am ashamed to admit that I know way too little about the Bermuda
I
Triangle.
thought there was storms and stuff, so I don't think they could control the storm.
That's
the
what
weather.
he's saying, though, that a bunch of them together are generating a field.
So you're saying like electromagnetic pulse a little bit, like
There's-
it
Yeah.
actually knocks it out.
There's laws in our books against controlling the weather. There's like things they can do to make it rain. So, yeah. I mean, how crazy would that be if there was some prehistoric giant pod of electric producing
Giant eels.
was it cephalopods?
I don't know.
I think that's the right word. Somebody, you know how it is on the internet.
Yeah.
If you want the right answer, say the wrong
Turtles.
answer.
Yeah, somebody will get us.
And they're producing enough electric to screw up the equipment on ships, the compasses and planes, and cause storms.
I mean, that's the only common denominator that could affect all of those things. I mean, think about it.
That's a wild theory.
It is wild, but electromagnetic pulse would
And that's
definitely screw up all of them.
and if it's over there in the Atlantic, that's where the Mariana Trench is. And that's how they're cooking the marinara sauce.
We brought it back. Back to the
Well,
sauce.
what do you guys think? Do you guys think it's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at it. A big enough electromagnetic pulse will literally shut engines down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
It'd fry most of your computer, like
fries
Ready.
computers.
Yeah.
It'll fry. You know,
There was a name for
And
that.
fry
What is it?
the cheese sticks for the marinara sauce. I'm about to get murdered. This is my last words. Tyler's gonna murder me.
This is
on
about
the
to be
air.
about to be the TY X-Files.
He's gonna do the next episode like, "Hey guys, the other guys are dead, so let's talk about some stuff."
They just up and disappeared. It's a mystery.
I guess it was Bigfoot. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's a mystery. We'll never know.
I killed him, buried him in my backyard.
They probably went for cheese sticks together.
They really love that stuff.
Bitches.
Sons of bitches.
Can you imagine being somebody that started to sail across the ocean for the first time? You know what I mean? Because, like, we have the ability...
Ballsy dude.
Right. I mean,
Or
I don't know
chick.
that... Yeah, exactly. But you think, like, we have the luxury of having education and having maps and globes and videos, and we know that from a very young age, we know the ocean exists and where it goes.
Right.
Can you imagine being somebody that just hops in a wooden boat that hopes that boat can withstand?
I always imagined it was an accident.
Right.
Like they were fishing or they were just floating.
And they just kind of got
and
swept off.
They just got swept off. And
Right.
Like, shit. I wonder when the I done fucked up feeling actually started.
Right.
Like, oh.
But, I mean, just to get into something that there's no test to say this will handle the ocean.
Right.
And it's you and 15 to 20 people in this wooden vessel, and you encounter some of these creatures for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Whales and narwhals and giant and colossal squid and giant octopus. You know what I mean? Like saltwater crocodiles.
Yeah.
You know, these things would have been terrifying. I mean,
Absolutely.
they would be to us anyways. You know, if you're in
Sure.
a boat the size of my garage and something 80 feet long comes swimming up next to you, you're going to be, oh, awesome. This is bigger than our boat. But,
Yeah.
but we have the knowledge of knowing what it is. We can identify it by looking at it.
Yeah.
These guys don't have that luxury. Can you imagine what that was like for them?
I couldn't imagine. It's probably I mean, it's probably horrible.
I feel like in a way it's
Horrifying.
more of like they would have actually. It would be scary, but they don't know. But if we saw something like the squid or saltwater crocodile, things that we know for a fact that would eat us. But sometimes, like, you'd see that and be like, you think it's like, would you automatically go to that and say, this creature's going to eat me?
I would think the first time a colossal squid surfaced to see what the heck the wooden boat is, because this is the first time those creatures have seen us.
Yeah.
It's going to be curious. And maybe it did come up and put its tentacles up over the side
Thinking it was prey.
just to check it out. Now, and then you think about it, the fishermen that were the adventurers or the Vikings or whoever, when they went back to their hometown after these tales, they went to their drinking establishments and they did exactly the same thing
That we're doing.
We're doing right now.
They talked about it. They tried to theorize it. It's crazy.
They had their own podcast, but no mics.
5% of the ocean.
5%. I guess that's what we're going to call this episode, 5%.
5% of the ocean.
5% of the ocean.
5%.
It's nuts. There's giant horrible shit in the ocean is the moral of this episode.
Oh,
I
God,
think.
yeah.
And we're at some point something's coming out of the ocean to eat us.
I should have saved my pirate joke for this episode.
That's gonna be a classic. I'm telling you. It's
What?
gonna be good. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, but yeah, guys, like, what do you guys think? Do you think the Loch Ness monster was a plesiosaur or a giant eel or what? What do you think it is? We'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments.
Do you think that they're related, Champion and Loch Ness?
Yeah,
I think they are.
and
think
and all
they
the
are.
other areas too, like all these places that these oddity
There's
creatures.
another one in Brazil or something, isn't there? Or that one walks on land.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of it. It's like a little brontosaur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind.
He doesn't count because he's not in the ocean.
Right.
He doesn't know
That's
he's
kind of
tiny.
sad.
The dry guy.
He's a little brontosaur.
We'll have to give him another episode.
Yeah, we'll have to-
Dry animals only.
He doesn't know he's tiny.
He doesn't know he's a little dinosaur.
Okay, guys, we're going to get out of here before they start talking about marinara sauce
Cheese sticks.
and cheese sticks.